he put in the book. His book. Share it. Use a style with your mind map. Use color, said this Indian man. Think of the main points related to the topic, the branches. And in the book, he did it in that style. Gather the information you may need along with relevant stationery. And he didn't say computer, computer, computer. Colors, colors. So you have a friend who will help all your kids. And that individual is him. Name is Modi. Who is he? Who is that? In my knowledge banks, it says, oh, yes, that is the Prime Minister of India, isn't it? And he's written that book. That's not just an idea. It's a book. And it's out now. That is the book. So the Prime Minister of 1.3 billion people says, listen everybody, mind map. And when you mind map, the future will flourish. What a gift. What a gift. So I highly commend buy this book, because 1.3 billion thinking like a mind map, the world will be a lot better place. And how long would it take to let everybody in India know this? One day. One day. That's the good side of technology. Contact. And so the other good piece of news, many people have been asking me questions about training and how do people learn mind mapping and how can they do that. And also today I am publicly announcing that for the rest of my life, from today, I am now taking total control of the way in which mind mapping is taught. And so we are now setting up schools and seminars to teach people, to certify people, to teach people how to mind map, how to learn, how to remember, how to think. And that's my life. You saw on the mind map my goal, global mental literacy. I don't want any more little barriers. I want every child to know how this miraculous brain and body actually works. And imagine paradise. And so we're going to quickly explore how you can develop your thinking. And I'm going to be around Dr. Ram. Dr. Ram? Steve. Steve is the Indian in charge of me, for example, coming to India with right selection. So, you want to say something? Okay. Anyway, recognize him. Orange tie. And if you want to know about joining the courses, Steve And the book stand is run by him and the team. So, alrighty. So now, knowing that the Prime Minister is instructing everybody, and most Prime Ministers around the world are saying, education, education, education. And they don't know what education is. Your Prime Minister obviously does. It's in evidence. So I am obviously coming back to India a lot. A lot. I happen also to love the culture. I love the art. I love the music. I love the food. Love the people. How many of you are artists? How many of you are not artists? Either you are or are not. How many of you are artists? How many of you are not artists? So a number of you are petrified. Because if you actually put your hand up, people will know that you're not, or that you are, and that artists are weirdos. So you don't want to be known. So many people are still afraid because they're taught how to be afraid. Say whatever you feel. Do what you need to do. So, we move into the next stage. What do you think my first prime language is? English? Okay, so now tell me with volume what you have as your first prime language. Tell me. Well, I thought there were 800 people here who actually speak. I just heard a few. Why are you afraid? Why are you petrified? Why are you held in? Why are you putting yourself in a cage? You know, when you've got an ego to do there, and you're trapping it. Can I ask you once again, what is your prime first language? Okay, now I can say no, and no, 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 no. So now I know what you think and feel, and I am disagreeing. So we are now in real dialogue. So I'm going to ask you to check it out. I'm going to ask you to do an experiment. Albert Einstein, Leonardo, Madame Curie, all were saying experiment with thinking. So I want you to imagine that there's a supercomputer and it will give you a piece of data or data. So I'm going to give it to you, and as soon as I give it to you, I want you to close your eyes and check how long did it take the computer to access the data, and what did it give you? Any colors? What did it give you? Okay, team? So I'll say be ready, and when I say be ready, I will then give the data. As soon as I give you the data, close your eyes and spend 30 seconds playing with it. Check how long did it take, colors, etc. Alright, team. Be ready. Piece of data is monkey. Close your eyes, check. What did it give you? How long did it take? Just play with it. Okay, open your eyes, tell your friends what happened. How long did it take? What did you get?
How about you?
Go ahead, I'm tipping you.
Okay. Last night before we went to sleep, we were watching The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So the first time I remember, I recall when he said the word monkey was Caesar, the main character in the movie. So that played around. How about you?
Well, the first time you saved my the first was forest and bananas.
Okay.
Half a minute more, half a minute more.
What else? That's it. That's what came to mind.
He's gonna comment on that.
Is it?
He's gonna comment on
Okay.
on how things come to your mind.
All right, team. So first question. How long did it take the computer to access that piece of data? How long did it take?
Fast.
Yeah, so we're hearing the same basic thing, kind of just like that, just now, immediate, yeah, just in a second, nanosecond, millisecond. Impossible. You all thought you did that, but according to science, you can't. How big is your database?
Limitless.
How big is your database? How big is your database? God, it takes a long time to get some thinking. So it was huge. Not my database was big, but digitalized again. Big. It was huge. And I threw a piece of data at you random. That was a multiplicity of infinities. And your brain got it just like that. How many of you would like a Nobel Prize? Easy to get. All you have to do is tell the scientific community, but by the way, I just access a nearly infinite database instantaneously. And this is how I do it. And if you can explain how you did it, you'll get a Nobel Prize just like that. Because every scientist wants to know and does not know. So if you really want a Nobel Prize, do the research. Immediately delve into the brain. So, that is now the brain. When the computer gave it to you, did it give you a nice computer printout saying MONKEY space A space ANIMAL space? Is that what it gave you? What did it give you?
Picture,
image. How many of you got picture with color and other things? How many of you got that? Keep your hands up. Really keep your hand up. Way up. Look around. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the human race. No wonder you're a daydreamer. Because that is what your brain does. This is how your brain thinks. Radiant. Not lists and lists and lines and lines. Radiant and three-dimensional. And all it does is use its imagination and association. It links. And that is, then there's basically no argument. It's obvious. that is the human language. So Hindi is not the language. It's not your language. English is not the language. Mandarin is not the language. They are sub-routines, beautiful, magnificent, eloquent sub-routines. This is the giant language. So when you wander around India and you meet people from different areas and maybe some from different countries, you are not going to meet in your future one foreigner. There is no foreigner. They all speak the same language. And your spoken vocabulary is maybe 15,000 words. If you're Shakespearean, then maybe 24,000 words in your spoken subroutine language. How many words, images in your human language? Millions and millions and millions of them. That's what you got. This giant vocabulary, which is why you can communicate with people. It's why children do. Go on holiday and go and listen to families, mums and dads saying to little boys and girls, don't go and play with them because they don't speak our language. 4, 5, 6-year-old children, within 2 minutes, what do? Immediately, they go straight to the other kids. And within 5 minutes, they've got a new best friend. Because they speak the human language. So we now reach a nice climax. Mind maps. What is a mind map? A mind map is quite simply the human language. It is what the Prime Minister of India is saying, speak this language. And education will be so much happier, and the country will be so more productive, creative, happy. And how do you do it? This is how you start. You start with an image. So you can do a mind map of yourself, or one of your family members. You can do a mind map of your family, a mind map of your company, a mind map of a problem that you need to find a solution for. You can do a mind map on learning how to sleep. How are you going to learn how to sleep? You're all stressed. You do a mind map on food. You write a book of all the mind maps you're doing on all the food. Infinite number of mind maps available to you. So you simply do exactly what the mind map says. You radiate, you associate, you connect the images, and that becomes a mind map. And your brain is miraculous. And so, having just learned a mind map, you do a mind map on your brain. How many of you know the left and right side of the brain? How many of you know the left and right side? Okay. So what else is on the right side? Okay. Art, music, creativity, movement. These are what the Nobel winner are the brain skills. And those are the brain skills you have. And the mind map uses both. So when you use a mind map, you're in the gymnasium, strengthening all the aspects of your brain. So you're going to have a final test, and I will then meet you at the bookstand because I will sign books as well. But when I give you this test, I'm going to ask you basic questions. On what side of the brain, and I want loud, on what side of the brain is academia? What side of the brain is business? What side of the brain is art? What side of the brain is music? What side of the brain is creativity? And I'm saying no, 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 and no. Horribly no. So you all know the left and right brain, and not one of you knows what they are. And you think that you know, and you don't. It's all there, ladies and gentlemen. It's on the screen. The evidence is there. All you have